Okay, welcome again, Diaspora Series Chapter. I am going to. There was a there was a very big question which was asked. Somebody asked me a question relating to my Diaspora Series. I think we can answer that question. We can answer that question and begin our discussion.
Yes, I know who it is.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? So what is the question, Mr. Patrick? The question is your wife, or do you have a white wife? Something on those lines. Chengamba ati mkazi wangu mzungu. Wananiuliza bibi yangu ni Muingereza. That is in Swahili. That's a tough one. So, I've been here long enough. 25 years is not easy. 5 years as an international student, returning back to Uganda, then to settle here for the next 20 years. That's a generation. If I left you when you were a baby, and today you're 25 in Uganda. So, on the 4th of February, 2001, I returned back here as an international student. And in my days, things were a bit different. Things were so much more formal. You were taken through a lot of protocols, and you were given a lot of credibility as an international overseas student. So my university, I think we were the bread and butter, because we were coming here with a lot of money. We were coming here with a lot of money, overseas students. I told you, 100,000 US dollars is what I had up for my education in the UK. Emitwalo kumi ya dollar. That's not small money. And more in cash. Ngaweziri. So it was a Friday, I remember. Yeah, it was a Friday. Yeah. So because I settled in over the weekend, and on Monday, I'm in class. I was already late. Term time had begun in January. Because I was on an international student program, our curriculum was different, semester-based. So you had one semester in January intake, and then one semester in the middle of the year. Then you had the summer program as well. So you had students who could do 2 years in one. Very interesting. But of course, most of them were on sponsorships. Those especially who came from China, and those who came from, we had students from South Korea, Turkey, and we had about 2 Indian students in my class, and I was the only one from Africa. King's College, London, Sheila International University. They were running this program, my course, I mean. Yeah. They were running Shipping and Transport Administration. It is a business course. Because I had studied customs clearing in Nairobi, I had a diploma already. Very strong diploma. So the decision was based on that, to come and continue the same education I had achieved in Kenya. So, what was the student life like? Remember, a year earlier, I had come here on holiday, YMCA study program, Young Men Christian Association. It's a very big organization. Back in my days, it was very big. I don't know what it is today. YMCA, I haven't checked with it. But it did a lot. for the youths, especially the youths, you know, because my coming here was based on that. That was the invitation. When I came with my girlfriend. So, but I returned back. I left my girlfriend here. She had family here, whatever. I didn't want to know me. I was going back to Uganda. I went back. So that's the story in brief. You already know the maiden voyage in Europe. Are we clear? I want you to get into this story very, very nicely. It's a soft story in the beginning because it's going to take us about 25 years to break down things. So 2001, I'm now back in the United Kingdom on a very, very tight schedule. So I caught up with my studies, and lo and behold, I was top of the class. I had missed about, let us say, 4 weeks of study. Yeah, pretty much. The first week was settling in, blah, 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 running left, right, and center. And so I catch up with the study program. And there was something going on at that time. Most universities used to have exchange programs, especially based on education, cultural events, cultural programs, blah, 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 everything. So there was this program that was attracting me so much, and it related with YMCA. Remember the basketball I told you at YMCA we used to play with my OB, Cedric? There were a lot of other activities at YMCA. There used to be dance and drama. There used to be, a lot of things. And my experience in school, A-levels, and putting 2 and 2 together. The Department of Education under the American Embassy, here they call it the American Consulate. Yeah, it was, back then it was at Regent's, was it Regent's Street somewhere there? No, Park Avenue. We were in very, very big building. So I put my name in. Camp Counselors USA. And that is February, March. I applied in March. I was doing so well within the first 4 weeks. I was on top of the class. But remember, the majority of the students I was studying with, English was their second language. They were struggling with English. Coming from China, coming from India, coming from Turkey. Me, I'm from Commonwealth. My educational background is all based on English. So things seemed to go so smoothly with me. Yeah. So I put my name forward for the Camp Counselors USA, and I apply. Let me go to you. It was a summer program, educational cultural exchange program. So you go and then share your culture, your traditional background and things like that. And that would come to May time. So when we broke up in May the 30th, 2001, that's when we break up after the exams. I'm off to America. So ababadde bambuuza Kegusi. Abazungu twabagala. I wouldn't lie to you. I'll confess to you. Nsooka okwagala omuzungu tebyali byeno mu diaspora, not this way. Kankyogere mu Luganda. Naye nayagala dde omuzungu. Nayagalako omuzungu. Kakati, those who remember the Busuka College Mwiri, we used to have American Peace Corps. Abajjanga ne batusomesa English. Twali mu senior 3 when senior 3. Yeah. Kati waliwo omuwala eyali ku programu eyo yanjagaza nnyo okwagala omuzungu. She liked me so much. She liked me so much. Kati nenga nefuna penny po as well. Naina penny po, pen pal. Mobi jukira bitu ebyo. Penny pal. I had a penny po in Australia. Ngamita Sophie. Muyali muwala. Nga mpandikira nga amabaluwa. Sindikira bitu. That was the thing back then. Kati nali familiar nnyo ku bintu. The innings and goings, ebyabazungu nga mbitegeera, of course, things like that. Mufuna bulungi nnyo. Are you with me? Awo njogedde Luganda because nagala mutegeere. I'm just passing through the conversation. Kati wenzija wano, the first semester, saafuna time engaging. Of course, you're meeting so many people, you're overwhelmed, you're busy academically, this, left, right, and center. Kati, why would you change of Balaganga and the airport? I'm telling you, you will love this conversation. Kati, May the 30th, I'm leaving the UK at Heathrow Airport aboard American Airlines, flying to New York. Sikwanyo muzungu. I met this very, very beautiful white girl. She was also going on the same program with me, but at a different camp. On arrival in New York, because we were on flight together, remember, so we got talking and all that. I'm answering the question I was asked if I have had a relationship with a white girl. Remember, I'm an international student. It could be the same case. Like Obama, the former president of America, when he went to study in America, the Hawaii University, as an international student, he falls in love with Obama's mom. She was a white girl. So they meet at campus. This is something similar to that, dramatized in what I'm talking about. So we are aboard my flight, sat together. We met. So this is the arrangement. The American embassy had all the prospective, they called it summer camp counselors, who were to meet at the airport at 11 a.m. in the morning for, things to do with checks and all that. But the flight was at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So we got there early, so we were interacting, engaging, that excitement, So, and I was the only black guy from representing UK. So I stood out. So we had a very beautiful flight. I always enjoyed flying. I'll be honest with you. And we pretty much had a good time on that flight. So when we arrive at JFK Airport, we are checking in at Columbia University. People, have you been to Columbia University? You haven't. It's one of the prestigious universities in New York, Columbia. That's where we sleep for the night. And all along, I was thinking we are going to do what? To be at the same camp, Paradise Farm camps. That's where I was going. No, she was going to a different state. Me, I was going to Pennsylvania. And that was it. We didn't exchange details. We did, it was a bit of hush. So, that was the beginning of what felt like, yes, brother, how are you? And at summer camp, things would be different. Munfuna bulungi nnyo ekyokwagalako omuzungu ate okumwagalira ddala kyemugamba nti sigi wali webaseeko n'omuzungu wamwagala kumuuza kibuuzo ng'ekyo nayagalako omuzungu an English beauty nga nsomera Kenya when I was a student namubagamba Claren namusanga mu Safari Park bano abajjanga mu Africa okola voluntary work babeera baana bato usually nga bali ku university atwala gapya najja mu Africa beba ending up nga bakola mu UN emirimu emisavu egyo. So it's kind of like they do bakita engagement, bakuwa engagement. So you take a gap year and then come to any country, especially in Africa. You know, so we met at Safari Park Hotel. I was staying in Kasarani, and then the rest is history. That's the trip. And you go to Mombasa. If you know Mombasa people, yeah. We went on the train. Kenya Railways, yeah, that was it. So, my name, let me tell you this, people. Interracial relationships, or breaking the boundaries. Omuzungu abakutya nawe bomutya naye ate laba ngenda okukomawo leeta kati, that is 2001, 2002, 2003 nenjagala omuzungu kegusiri alina mukazi omuzungu ate sibalimba. If it wasn't about that, I got to difference. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why. I call him French embassy. Yeah, I call him French embassy. The consular, whatever. I told me coffee. Did you know that? Did you know that? Katimba bulira nga nkyali student naye katolongeze mu America. The first window, lot of opportunity. Naye mbadde magamba kati ofuna confidence ey'enjawulo. Mwe abalina abakyala abazungu oba mwe abalina bababa mwe abazungu, it is the same thing. Kati nze kyembabuulira kiri well researched kubanga mbisoma. I do my research. Kakati ndi mu America for the summertime ku camp nali focus over attention buli omu are so popular mukita bwe mutyo. So I'm jumping, right? We shall come back to the summer camp. So the 3 months I'm there, Paradise Farm camps working. Nkomao kati omuzungu saddamu muwuliza, and we've never heard from each other again. We've never. That's 20 something years. But it gave me that confidence that, of course, when come away London, do you know that in my class there were no women, there were no girls in my class. We were only guys. Very interesting. I never noted that. Yeah. While I'm at uni here, we were only guys in the class. Sponsorships. International University Muzimani. So, nkomawo wano December, nkomawo Uganda for Christmas. 2001. Hey! Already kati ninye kwenye kubati ya Amerika. Ala, katika chikambwe nnyo. Sepanka. Naye nalinnya mubire. Kati ngolo kati mfuse wa ndege aluminium. American Airlines na ebiseera ebyo. It was equivalent to BA, British Airways. Gitwali nyanga BA. Of course kati abantu balinya is Ethiopian. Naye nagirinyako Ethiopian Airways. Nendala liwa. Qatar Airways. Of course Kenya Airways. KQ 102. My maiden flight was on that. It was the only available plane at the time. Nani dinya BA de jude. BA benanga fully booked. Yeah. mujjukira ebintu bino mu 2000 nga all government officials bonna balenya PA yali full book kati the dates I was supposed to travel. The only mumanye airline house in Uganda, the building where all the airlines are. You people, you don't know Kampala. Unless things have changed today, but there is a building next to Kampala Casino. That whole building, in my days, all the airlines were there. East African Airways, blah, 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 blah. All of them had their HQ there, plus travel agents. My dad had a travel agency. That is his first business. Spear Touring and Travel Limited was the first business my dad set up with Gordon Wabamuno. Spear Touring. I don't know why. It was very successful. 1972. So that excitement to me didn't mean that much, because already, I had commitments here and there. I had Bettina, the girlfriend I've come with the year before. It's all hands on, hands full. Everything was tight, just juggling up and down, up and down. What do you expect, So, that's 2001. I come back to Uganda for Christmas. Come back the next year to begin my second year. I'm kindly requested to return back to the summer camp program. I have the letters they wrote to me. Yeah, specifically from the Paradise Farm camps. I am the only one camp counselor who has ever done what I did. I'm the only one. So, bagamba nti nze buli wembeera ndekawo legacy. Ebadde guide yankomawo. But what happened was the campers learned a lot from me. So when they returned back home, they are talking to their parents, they're talking to their families that we had a general counselor from Africa and he spoke very good English. Kegos, he's speaking very good English, and he speak better than us. But the English I grew up is the Queen's English. I would say now the King's English. Yeah, we had this polished, because traditional schools taught you in a certain way. And you had to think in a certain way. Busoka College Mwiri. That's what we are. Agamba abana b'emwiri beepanka nnyo, suye abana b'emwiri balina amasape. Si masape. That's how we went to school, you know what I mean? So they instilled in you that sense of pride, And English was the bottom line. Me, I went even beyond that. I did English in literature for 6 years. Yeah. O level, people were dropping literature. Literature muzibu nyo. Yeah, I did it. And then I took it at A level, held in history, economics, literature, and divinity. That's my brother. How are you? Yeah, see you, man. Have a nice, yeah. Thank you. So, that's it. English in literature. So that is it. I think I've answered that question. But it's going to come back because we are in 2001, 2002. I come back to continue my studies from Uganda, and same old. And then in 2003, I meet the French girl who would be my girlfriend. bino ebintu bituufu naye nandibadde tuli ffena nga muwasizza naye things didn't work out kati kuba nali maliriza okusoma nga nkomawo e Uganda but you're going back to Africa bla 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 nga nimweyaliikiriza tayagala kugamba zinaye nemugamba nkukomyewo I take you to Uganda, we go back to Uganda together. Tabyagala, I can't stay in Africa. Nga batya Africa naye ate nga ate I'm from Africa. Byebyo bibeerawo bye mutamanyi. Okidoki.